everybody. So the question was raised, why do women go to clubs? Women go to nightclubs? I'll tell you why women go to nightclubs. Women go to nightclubs to meet men. Real fucking simple. They go to clubs to meet men, and if they're not going to the club to meet men, they're going to the club to look at the dick prints in the man pants and fantasize about his dick size and go home and fuck their boyfriend. It's real simple. Like I always tell people, humans know what we're going to do from the start, but we sit and bullshit ourselves. I told you before, your brain is not a leader, it's a follower. It adheres to your ego explicitly. Everything we do starts as a choice, and we already made up our mind, but we like to sit and contemplate over bullshit instead of just doing it. What did I tell you before? Procrastinators usually make the wrong choice because they sit around dwelling on the negative shit. They sit around and they contemplate too much. People know what they're going to do from the start.
That nightclubs aren't what they seem to be or formerly, is something I think we can all agree on. People wait in long lines to get into nightclubs. Make sure the doormen aren't letting everyone in. It's always assumed that the venue is packed with revelers enjoying a good time. Once inside, though, you'll see that it's actually just around half filled, despite appearances to the contrary. High-heeled barefoot women can be spotted year-round. They're standing in the cold while they weigh themselves, and you can't help but wonder why. I didn't really think about this before signing up for the role play. When I saw women in high heels waiting in line for hours outside nightclubs, I couldn't help but wonder how oblivious these people must be. We've all heard that ladies might look better in high heels because they draw attention to their legs and emphasize their curves. It is fact that men's conduct can also be affected by a pair of high heels. High heels, according to a recent research out of France, enable women effectively negotiate with males for what they want. For this study, researchers asked participants to take part in a survey while observing women in both flats. Over half of the males stopped to talk to the woman in the little heels. A huge number of males stopped what they were doing to assist the woman conducting the poll since she was wearing high heels. In my mind, wearing high heels is analogous to taking an exam since their effectiveness has been repeatedly demonstrated. Something about it makes males want to go out of their way to satisfy women. However, males continue to fall for the high heel trap despite the fact that women are well aware of and actively employ it. But if he knows and understands the truth about women in high heels, he will breeze through the exam. If a woman is in danger and wearing high heels, don't rush to her aid. It's a test because women will use their heels as leverage if males cave into the temptation of giving them beverages and food. I mean, it's a complete contradiction to say that women who wear high heels are embracing patriarchy. It all boils down to women wanting to be in charge. When I was a club goer, I tended to hang out with ladies who eschewed high heels in favor of comfortable flats and slacks. Bouncers consistently let the ladies in high heels and skirts to enter the club, ignoring the guys. The doorman should make the call. In my opinion, it's a combination of the two. After all, it's impossible not to notice a lady who is wearing next to nothing as she strolls by a club, but also to the club, as is desired by the club. Women shivering in the cold while dressed in miniskirts and high heels, one feels the need to shield them, so they take the group inside and buy refreshments. When I was a teenager, I began frequenting nightclubs, where the average age of the patrons was somewhere between my early 20s and early 40s. That means a man in his 30s has a chance to date a girl who is 14 or 15 years old. Later in life, though, I realized that I no longer wanted to be one of those people and instead concentrated on forming meaningful connections. Having to go out of your way to impress women and buy them drinks is not an appealing concept to me. If there were other senior people who were likewise financially secure, they might move in and leave you alone. Things weren't looking good at all. Women prefer to increase exploitation once they discover they have control over males in this nightclub culture. She will rely on you heavily during the evening. In fact, many women consider it quite normal if they throw up in a man's car after a wild night out. However, cab drivers get the greatest money during these late hours. The situation with bouncers is unique. Women commonly become friends with bouncers at nightclubs in order to get in. They know exactly where they are at all times. They'll even go out of their way to date bouncers so they may feel safe and secure when imbibing in alcoholic beverages. Typically, it's the men that purchase these items. Women will do everything to stay in the club and play the game, since doing so will allow them to continue exploiting the males they encounter there. This is another justification for males to stay away from bars and lounges. The majority of males who enjoy going out to nightclubs only have 1 or 2 drinks at most, making it easy to buy drinks for ladies, and men often gather for pre-drinks before heading to the clubbing left me feeling compelled to purchase drinks for myself and the people I was with. When it comes to nightlife, there's also a significant geographical divide. Going out to a bar in Florida, for instance, was a lot of fun compared to going out in a country like Canada, where booze is considerably more costly. Florida women used to be more laid back and outgoing than their Canadian counterparts. When you're young, clubbing is a lot of fun. Where you club is another factor. Don't bother looking for a relationship there, because most women only go to clubs to pick up men and utilize them. To sleep well tonight, exercise extreme caution.